Sa video natin ngayon, we will discuss the portal method for frames in structural theory. Now, this problem comes from Sir De Guma's problem sets sa CC2. And then, medyo unrealistic lang yung beam spans natin, but we'll still solve this conventionally. So, for the given frame shown daw, using portal method, we have to determine the following. First, the shear of member DE, this member, yung beam DE. Then, the moment at B, which is at the base, and the vertical reaction at C, still also at the base. But, since this is for our undergraduate students, we will solve all the reactions sa internal hinges as well as the base support reactions. So, hindi lang yung tatlo yung kukunin natin, kundi lahat ng forces sa internal hinges. So, before we discuss the conventional method, we will first outline the assumptions sa portal frame method. So, first, the bending moment is assumed to be 0 at the mid-height of each column and at the mid-span of each beam. So, di ba yung bending moment is 0 if there is a point of inflection. So, kapag sinabing point of inflection, yung assumption natin dyan, lahat ng mid-height ng column, ito yung mid-height ng column, then yung mid-span naman ng beams, ito, lahat yan, lalagyan natin ng internal hinge. Kasi kapag merong internal hinge, yung bending moment kasi 0, so that would signify a point of inflection. So basically, sa lahat ng midspan, ito, mga midspan ng beam, lalagyan natin ng internal hinge. Lahat din ng mid-height, lalagyan natin ng internal hinge. Ayan. So kapag nilagyan natin ng internal hinge, yung kada mid-height saka mid-span, then masosolve natin siya just by using static equations kasi magiging determinate na siya. Then next, the total lateral shear at each story is divided among the columns in such a way that interior columns resist twice as much shear as exterior columns. So, itong mga nasa dulo, ito yung tinatawag natin na exterior column. Then, yung interior column naman, yung mga columns na andito sa loob. So, what if, sir, may 4 na columns? Let's say, ganito yung configuration. Ayan. So, kapag ganito yung configuration, then, itong dalawa, yan yung exterior columns, tas ito namang dalawa, ito yung interior columns. So, yung distribution ng shear, let's say, we have a cutting section, ayan, tas ito lang yung top part, magiging ganito. We will have V sa exterior columns. Then sa interior columns naman, twice. So, 2V. Ayan, 2V. Then, yung force na isa-sum up natin, whatever yung lateral loads na ibibigay. Ayan, let's say merong lateral load dyan. H. Then, itong lateral loads, essentially, galing yan sa earthquake loads or wind loads. Depende na yan, bale sa elective ninyo, it will be discussed kung saan galing yung lateral loads. But dito sa structural theory, since we are just interested in solving the reactions, ibibigay na yan agad. But again, sa elective, kayo yung kukuha ng value ng lateral loads, yung mga magnitudes nila. So, ganito lang, basta exterior column, V, tas twice of V naman, kapag interior column. Then, sum up mo lang yung forces horizontal, makukuha mo na yung shear. So, one of the things that you have to remember, kapag magsosolve ka using portal method, yung first mong makukuha is yung shear value. But kapag cantilever naman, cantilever na approximate method, yung first mong makukuha is yung axial force. So, yan lang yung difference nila. But nevertheless, yung assumptions na merong internal hinge sa mid-height ng column sa mid-span ng beam, same lang. But yung behavior sa cantilever beams will be discussed in another video. Yung assumptions 3 to 5 naman, hindi yan necessary sa solving natin, but nilagay ko na lang dyan para malaman nyo talaga kung ano yung assumptions natin sa portal method. Anyway, let's proceed sa solving natin. So yung gagawin natin is we will pass cutting sections dito sa first story, then next naman sa second story naman. Ayan. Teka lang, may natanggal na internal hinge. May internal hinge dito. Ayan, mid-height ng column EH. So, we pass a cutting section sa first story. We cut through the internal hinges. Then, sa exterior columns, merong V. Then, sa interior naman, merong 2V. Ayan. So, if we isolate the top part, then we can sum up forces horizontal. Now, we have 10 and 20, both acting to the right. So, positive yan silang dalawa. 10 plus 20. Then, equate natin sa lahat ng forces acting to the left. Naturally, yung shear forces would act to the left to resist the lateral loads. Ayan. So, kaya yung direction natin is, ginawa na lang natin to the left. But what if yung lateral loads pa ganyan? Kapag to the left yung lateral loads, then yung shear naman will be acting to the right. Parang ganyan lang. Ilagay na lang natin yung tamang assumption agad. So, equate natin V plus 2V plus V. Then, we can solve the value of the shear force, which is 7.5 kilonewtons. So, itong exterior columns, 7.5. Tas yung interior column naman, 2V yan. So, 2 times 7.5, that would be 15, yung shear force niya. Then, we pass another cutting section naman sa second story. Ayan, same pa rin. V sa exterior columns, sa interior column naman 2V. But once we isolate the top part, ito lang, yung top section lang, section above the cut, then yung lateral force na included, ito na lang, 10 kilonewtons. Then V plus 2V plus V pa rin, yung forces acting to the left. Now sir, bakit hindi yung section below yung i-consider? Mahirap kasi kapag yung section below, since hindi pa natin alam yung reactions dito sa base. So always yan, going up yung section natin, or the section above the cut, yan yung i-consider natin. And then, once na-solve na natin yung shear values, then we have to start dito talaga sa upper left part ng column or the upper right. Ayan. Sir, bakit hindi pwede dito? Sa middle. Hindi pwede dyan sa middle kasi yung alam lang natin dyan, yung shear force lang. Hindi natin alam yung axial force for this side and this side, as well as the shear forces. So again, always start dito sa upper left or upper right. Then after solving the upper left and upper right, yung forces nila, internal forces, dyan na tayo magpo-proceed sa middle member. Ayan, parang ganyan lang. So, dito sa first solution natin, we start with this portion. Ayan. Then, we will also label the internal hinges as individual points. So, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Then, we proceed with J, K, L. Ito. J, K, L. Then, MN for the midspan of the beams. Tapos O, P, Q. Then RS para sa beams. Ayan. Ito naman yung mid heights ng columns. So starting with the upper left side, ito yung magiging figure natin. This is point G. Tas yung point R naman saka point O, galing yan sa internal hinges. Now, kapag merong internal hinge, then 'di ba meron tayong internal forces din. Merong internal shear force, meron ding internal axial force. Then yung distance natin dyan, 2.5. Bakit 2.5? 5 meters kasi yung DG. Ito. So kalahati niyan is 2.5 meters. Ayan. Tas dito naman yung GH, distance niya is 30 meters. Kalahati ng 30 is 15. So we have 15 here. Ayan. Then, sulat natin yung internal forces. Sa point O, we have our internal shear force as well as our internal axial force. Then, yung internal shear force na gagamitin natin is yung na-solve natin kanina. Diba, yung V dyan is 2.5 kilonewtons. Ayan. So, sa exterior column yan, 2.5 kilonewtons. Then, for the axial force naman, always assume at first na intention siya. So, we draw the axial force away from the joint. So, ito yung joint O acting away. Yan yung axial force natin sa point O. Kaya yung label dyan is A sub O. Then, sa point R naman, meron ding internal axial forces. So, we have V sub R and A sub R. Yung V sub R, assume na lang natin na upward. Anyway, hindi ganang magmamatter yung assumption natin dyan kasi kapag negative yung result, it just means na mali yung assumption natin. Then, A sub R naman, since axial force yan, always assume tension. Ayan, so tension, ganyan. Bakit tension yung assumption? Tension yung assumption para kapag negative yung result, then alam na natin na in compression yung member. Ganyan lang. Then, always remember na internal hinge yung connections natin. So, if we transfer to another member, kailangan opposite yung directions. Bale, di ba ito yung upper left side? So, if we proceed sa middle, let's say ito. Ayan. Draw natin Let's say ito yung point R, ito yung H, ito naman yung S, saka P. So, opposite dapat yung direction kapag lilipat ka na ng bagong member. So, if AR here is in tension, let's say na tama na yung assumption natin, then sa kabilang member, AR will be also in tension but acting to the left. Ayan, kapag right dyan, sa kabilang member, it will be acting to the left. Then, sa shear naman, if this is acting upward, doon sa kabilang member to maintain internal equilibrium, then this must act downward. Sabihin natin V sub R. Ayan. Ganyan din para sa kabilang sides. Let's say, nakuha mo na yung upper right portion, ito. Then, yung directions niya, dito sa point S, sa middle member, opposite din. Ayan, always opposite yan kapag lilipat ka ng bagong member. Parang analysis lang ng pin-connected frames. So now, we sum up first forces along the X direction. Makukuha natin yung A sub R, yung axial force at point R. So we have here AR acting to the right, positive. Then minus 2.5 from the shear force at point O. Then plus 10 from the lateral load. Ayan, set to 0, we can solve A sub R which is negative 7.5. Since negative yung result, ayan, negative 7.5, then alam natin na yung axial force at point R is in compression. Then summation of moments about point R naman, and again we can use three equilibrium equations. We can use summation of forces along X equal to 0, summation of forces along Y equal to 0, and summation of moments about any point must be equal to 0. So kapag nag-sum up tayo ng moments sa point R, ito, then hindi na masasali yung V sub R saka A sub R. So we have minus AO times 15. This will cause a counterclockwise rotation about point R, kaya minus yan. And our moment arm is 15 meters. Then plus 2.5 from the shear force, moment arm is 2.5. Then clockwise rotation, kaya positive. Now, yung lateral load na 10 kilonewtons, yung line of action niya tatama sa point R, so wala siyang rotation na makukos. So, hindi na natin isasali yan. So, solving the axial force at point O, we have 5/12, which is in tension. Ayan. We are using fractions here para sa reactions natin sa base. Once we sum up forces along the horizontal, it will give us exactly 0. Ayan. So, in tension, kasi positive yung result natin. Ayan. So, since alam na natin yung nature ng axial force sa point R saka point O, once we transfer to another member, we will retain compression, we will also retain tension. Ayan. So, bale kapag andun na tayo sa middle member, then A sub R will have a compressive force, so acting toward the joint na yung force natin. Then, summation of forces along Y, we can solve V sub R. So, V sub R is acting upward, that's why this is positive. And then minus 5 over 12. This is from the axial force at point O. Ayan, acting downward yan. Equate natin to 0. Then we can solve V sub R, which is 5 over 12. Then yung shear force sa upper left member is acting upward. So kapag doon na tayo sa middle member, then V sub R will be downward na. Ayan. So again, that's to maintain internal equilibrium. So next natin gagawin, proceed tayo sa upper left member. Ito, SIQ. So for member SIQ, nilagay ko na lang yung internal forces natin saka yung calculations para makasave tayo ng time. So yung 10 meters dyan, galing yan sa kalahati ng 20. Tapos yung 2.5 naman is half of 5 meters. Then for our internal axial forces, we have the axial force at point S and the shear force at point S. Ito, yung internal hinge sa point S. Then sa point Q naman, we have our shear force and axial force. Then yung shear force sa point Q, yan yung nakuha natin kanina, in which, di ba ito yung V, ito naman 2V, tas ito V. Ayan. Yung na-solve natin kanina for V is 2.5 kilonewtons. So that's why this is 2.5. Again when we are solving using the Portal method, yung first natin makukuha yung shear forces. Doon naman sa cantilever method, yung axial forces naman. So when we sum up forces along X equal to 0, again, we are still assuming tension para sa axial forces. Ayan. So, A sub S is acting to the left, acting away from the joint yung force natin. Hindi yan ibig sabihin na to the left yan, so negative. Again, sa axial forces, we are interested in whether it's tension or compression. Tension is positive, compression naman is negative by convention. So, minus A sub S, then minus 2.5 from the shear force. Solving A sub S, we have minus 2.5. So, since negative yung result, mali yung assumption natin na in tension. So, in compression pala siya. So, once we proceed sa middle member, then sa point S, we will indicate na in compression yung 2.5 or acting toward the joint. Ayan. Then, summation of moments naman about point S, this point, we have A sub Q, axial force Q, times moment arm na 10 meters, then plus 2.5, ito, this will cause a clockwise rotation about point S. Moment arm is 2.5 din. So, solving A sub Q, we get minus 0.625. So, since negative, in compression, yung point Q. Then, summation of forces along Y equal to 0. V sub S is acting downward, so minus. Then, looking at the figure, yung A sub Q natin is acting downward. So, that's why we use minus. But, bali ito kasi yan, minus V sub S. Then, from the figure, AQ is acting downward, so minus A sub Q is equal to 0. Ito talaga yung equation natin. But since we found out na mali yung assumption natin for AQ, then we just indicate the sign. Kasi kapag yung AQ is in compression, then this will be acting toward the joint. Dapat. So it will be upward. But instead of changing the directions, medyo hassle na kasi yan, lalo na kapag nag-quiz kayo or nag-i-exam, hindi mo na ma-change yung direction once nasulatan mo na ng ballpen. So, instead of changing the direction, just use the sign that you have obtained. So, minus yan, minus negative, it will essentially become plus. So, it will just neutralize the direction. So, solving V sub S, we would get 5 over 8, then this will be acting downward. Yan, sir, positive yan, bakit downward? Again, yung sign na makukuha natin sa calculations, it will just verify if tama yung assumption or hindi. Now, yung V sub S, yung initial assumption natin is downward. positive yung result. So, meaning, tama yung assumption na downward talaga yung V sub S. Ayan. But since downward yung V sub S sa upper right member, kapag doon na tayo sa middle member, then V sub S will be acting upward. Again, we have to maintain internal equilibrium. So, proceed tayo sa middle member. Ito. So, yung AR na nakuha natin kanina in compression, so 7.5 yung value, kaya this is already acting toward the joint or toward point R. Then, V sub R naman kanina sa upper left, paki-replay na lang, upward yung nakuha natin na direction. So, kaya dito sa middle member, this is now acting downward. Then, yung A sub S naman, also in compression, kaya dito sa middle member, this is acting toward the joint or toward point S. Then, for V sub S, kanina, downward yung direction. So, dito naman, upward na yung direction ng V sub S. So, yung kukunin na lang natin, yung axial force sa point P. Ayan. Since alam na natin lahat ng values. But if you have to recheck, we can sum up forces along X. Then, we can solve V sub P. So, V sub P is acting to the left minus, then plus 7.5 from the axial force acting to the right. Then, A sub S is 2.5 acting to the left. Ayan, equate natin to 0. Solving V sub P, we have 5. Then, going to the left. Diba, ito yung nakuha natin kanina. Nung nag-equate tayo ng V, then 2V, tas ito V. In-equate natin to 10. Yung nakuha natin for V is 2.5. 2.5 multiplied by 2, that's 2V. Yan yung 5. Ayan, 2.5 times 2 is equal to 5. So, same lang. That's how we can verify na tama yung calculations natin. Then, summation of moments about point R, dyan natin makukuha yung A sub P. So, A sub P times 15 meters clockwise rotation about point R. Then, minus 0.625, ito, counterclockwise rotation about point A. Then, our moment arm is 25 from 10 plus 15. And then, plus 5 times 2.5, galing yan sa V sub P. Again, yung V sub P is equal to 5. Ayan. So, this will cause a clockwise rotation about point R. Moment arm is 2.5. Yung A sub S naman, yung line of action niya tatama sa point R. So, hindi na siya kasali. So, solving A sub P, we have 5 over 24. Then, since positive yung result, this is intention. Now, sir, bakit hindi summation of forces along Y na lang yung ginamit mo para sa A sub P? Yung ginamit ko is moment na solution para ma-verify ko sa summation of forces along Y kung tama yung value ng A sub P. So, once we sum up forces along Y, we have minus 5 over 12 from this one. Then, plus 0.625 from the shear at point S. Then, minus A sub P, ito. Value is 5 over 24. So, if you sum up all of these terms, then it will equal 0. So, dyan mo ma-check na in equilibrium yung top portion mo na sinolve. Ayan. But dito sa members below, these members, we will solve conventionally na lang. Wala nang checking. Anyway, pinakita ko na dyan na if tama yung reactions na na-solve mo sa upper left saka upper right, doon sa middle member, you will also achieve equilibrium. So, next natin gagawin, dito naman tayo sa middle members. Ayan. Then, next naman, doon na tayo sa base. So, kapag dito na, we still start sa leftmost part. Then, dito naman, sa rightmost. Actually, pwede nating i-interchange yung left saka right. Pwede ka mag-start sa right, then left. Anyway, yung parts na yan, determinate lang. Itong middle member lang yung kailangan ng values from the left or right para makuha mo yung equilibrium equations niya. So let's start sa point na to. Ayan. Isolating that figure, we have this one. So yung A sub O na nakuha natin kanina, intention, so kaya this is acting away from the joint. Or essentially away from joint O. 5/12. Then the shear force naman doon sa top is acting to the left. So dito sa middle, this is now acting to the right, which is 2.5 kilonewtons. Tas ito naman yung V sub J. Sir, bakit meron ng value yan? Bakit alam mo na 7.5? Ito yung na-solve natin kanina nung kinat natin yung first story, yung mid-height ng column. Ayan, tas sinolve natin yung V ng exterior column. Ayan, 2V saka V. Yung nakuha nating V doon is 7.5. Kaya this is 7.5. Ayan. Then, dito naman, meron din tayong axial force which is denoted by A sub J. Tas, sa point M, midspan ng beam, merong A sub M saka V sub M. Assume directions lang yan. Hindi pa yan yung tamang directions. So, summation of forces along X equal to 0. We have A sub M acting to the right. So, plus. Then, plus 2.5 acting to the right. Minus 7.5 to the left. Then, plus 20 from the lateral load. Ayan, 20 kilonewtons. Solving A sub M, we have minus 15. Negative yung result. So, meaning in compression yung member natin. Then, summation of moments about point M, we have AJ causing a counterclockwise rotation about M, minus, then plus 7.5 multiplied by 3, ito, yung shear force at J. Sir, bakit 3 yan? 3 meters yan kasi kalahati yan ng 6 meters. Ayan, so multiplied by 3, then plus 2.5 from the shear force, moment arm is 2.5. Then finally, from the axial force, 5/12 multiplied by moment arm na 15. Equate natin lahat to 0. Yung V sub M saka A sub M, eliminated na yan kasi wala siyang moment arm patungo sa point M. So, AJ is equal to 7/3. Positive yung result, so meaning intention yung member. And then, summation of forces along Y, we have minus 7/3. Kasi yung AJ acting downward yan. Tas 7/3 yung magnitude. Lagay na lang natin 7/3. Then plus 5/12 from the axial force at point O. Then minus V sub M, since our assumed direction is downward. So equate natin to 0. Then solving V sub M, we get minus 23/12. Now since negative yung result, it means na mali yung initial assumption natin. Our initial assumption is downward, negative yung result, so meaning upward pala dapat yung direction niya. So this value is 1.917 kilonewtons. Then next, we proceed sa rightmost members. Ayan. So yung A sub Q na nakuha natin kanina in compression, kaya this is acting toward the joint. Then V sub Q naman was acting to the left, ngayon acting to the right na. Then here, we have A sub N and V sub N. Assumed directions lang yan. Saka yung V sub L, saka A sub L. Yung V sub L is alam na natin na acting to the left yan. Since galing yan sa shear values na nakuha natin kanina for the first story. So, sum up tayo ng forces along X. We have minus A sub N acting to the left. Then, plus 2.5 from the shear force. Then, minus 7.5 to the left din. Solving A sub N, we get minus 5. Since minus, then the member is in compression. Then, summation of moments naman about point N, we have A sub L multiplied by this moment arm. Dito tayo magmo-moment. So, clockwise rotation yan. Then, plus 7.5 multiplied by 3. Clockwise rotation pa rin. Plus 2.5 times 2.5, galing yan sa shear force, clockwise rotation pa rin, about point N. Then plus 0.625 from A sub Q. Clockwise rotation, moment arm is 10 meters. Equate to 0, we can solve A sub L, which is minus 3.5, so negative in compression. Then summation of forces along Y equal to 0, we have minus 0.625, then minus negative 3.5. Bakit minus negative 3.5? Yung A sub L turned out to be in compression. So yung direction niya dapat is toward the joint. So it will be upward. But instead of changing the arrows, again, we will just use the sign. So minus from the figure kasi downward. But yung nakuha natin is minus 3.5. So ilalagay na lang natin yung actual value niya. Then minus V sub N. Downward yan. Then equating to 0, V sub N is 2.875 positive, which means na tama yung assumption natin na downward talaga siya. So that's why yung indicated direction natin dyan is also downward. So kapag lilipat na tayo sa middle member, ito yung essentially yung nakakross dyan, then this will now be acting upward, yung V sub N. Tas ano naman yung A sub N? Diba yung A sub N na nakuha natin is in compression. So kapag doon na tayo sa middle member, acting toward the joint din yung A sub N. So proceed na tayo. Ayan, ito na yung middle member natin. So if we sum up forces along X, then we have 5 ito acting to the right plus 15, then minus 5, tapos minus 15 ulit. Galing din yan sa na-solve natin yung V sub K. Yung meron tayong cutting section ditong banda, 2V will be equal to 15. 2 times 7.5. Ayan. So kapag inequate natin lahat, it will equal 0. Then summation of forces along Y naman, we can obtain A sub K. A sub K is the axial force dito sa point K. Ayan. So we have 23/12 acting downward, minus yan, then plus 2.875 ito, upward din. Then A sub B is 5/24 acting upward, tapos minus A sub K kasi yung assumed direction natin is downward. Then minus A sub K kasi yung assumed direction natin is downward, which is essentially acting away from the joint. Tension pa rin yung assumption natin. Ayan. So we can obtain 7/6 positive, meaning intention talaga yung A sub K. So since alam na natin yung internal forces sa joints na to, joint J, joint K, and joint L, we can now proceed sa members dito sa ilalim. Essentially, yung AJ, BK, and CL. So, analyzing member AJ, yung AJ na nasolve natin kanina is tension 7/3. So, acting away from the joint. Meaning, yung reaction at A will act opposite sa 7/3 upward. Diba? To maintain equilibrium. So, A sub Y will be 7/3 but acting downward. Then, for the horizontal reaction naman, the shear force at J will now be acting to the right since to the left siya sa dito sa member DMJ. So, yung horizontal reaction natin sa point A is 7.5 but acting on the opposite direction. So, ito toward the right, ito naman toward the left. Then, for the moment naman, V sub J will cause a clockwise rotation about point A. So, the reaction will naturally be counterclockwise. Diba? Clockwise from the shear force, yung rotation. So, yung reaction will be opposite, counterclockwise. 7.5 multiplied by 3. Ito yan, force times moment arm. We will obtain 22.5. Ayan. Then, sa middle member naman, yung nakuha natin na axial force sa point K is tension, 7/6. Tas yung shear force naman sa top is to the left. So, ditong banda sa BK, member BK, the shear force is now acting to the right. Teka lang, may mali pala sa label ko. Ayan, ito dapat V sub K yan, ito naman V sub L. So, again, for the middle member, 15 to the left yung sa top. So, dito naman sa member BK, this is now acting to the right. So yung reaction natin, B sub x will act to the left to oppose this one, then equal yung magnitude 15. Then By will be acting downward since our axial force is in tension. So we have 7/6, which is approximately 1.167. Then for the moment reaction at point B, 15 multiplied by 3 yan, so 45 kilonewton meter. Then this will cause a clockwise rotation about point B. So yung reaction sa point B will be acting counterclockwise to oppose that rotation. Then for member CL naman, ito, 7.5 na yan to the right. Then yung axial force na nakuha natin sa point L is in compression. So kaya yung 3.5 is acting downward. I mean not downward, but toward the joint. So 3.5 toward the joint, downward. Yung CY naman will be acting upward to maintain equilibrium. Then MC will be equal to 7.5 multiplied by 3. So we have 22.5, then direction is counterclockwise. Tapos C sub x is 7.5 to the left to oppose this one. So once we draw the reactions of the total figure, then ito na yan. Then to check kung tama yung sagot natin, we can sum up forces along Y and forces along X. So summing up forces along Y, we have 2.33 downward, then minus 1.167 din downward, plus 3.5. Pag inad mo lahat yan, we will obtain 0. And then summing up forces along X, we have 10 plus 20 acting to the right from the lateral loads. Then minus 7.5 times 2, dalawang 7.5 minus 15. We still obtain 0. Again, we obtain 0 since yung 7.5, 15, saka 7.5, parang galing lang din yan sa shear forces na kinumpute natin kanina. So essentially, yung mas magandang checking talaga is by summing up forces along the Y direction. So kapag nag-0 yung summation of forces along Y, then rest assured, tama na yung calculations mo. Unless na lang, nagkamali ka sa computation ng shear forces, which is, yun yung initial na makukuha natin sa Portal method. So sa next video natin, i-discuss naman natin yung cantilever method.